Kate, when you want to worm something out of Dad, how do you do it?
I never worm anything out of your father. Besides, it wouldn't work for you. Oh, what do you need?
I need an increase in my allowance. You see, my class is going on a ski trip, and before we go, I have to buy a few things.
Oh, what kind of things?
Skis would be nice.
Well, you already have skis.
But I'm older now. I need skis that don't have Snoopy on them.
Hey, Rick.
Hi, Dad.
So what are you up to?
Nothing. I mean, I've got nothing planned.
Oh.
I think Rick wants to ask you something.
Oh?
Nothing important. It can wait.
Oh.
He needs money for new ski equipment.
Oh.
So he can go on a ski trip with his class.
Lucky you have such an accomplished interpreter.
Dad, everyone's going on this trip. I'll do anything, Dad. You name it, I'll do it.
All right, I guess there's a little work needs doing around here.
Work?
Yeah, you can start by taking out that garbage.
Well, Dad, come
When
on.
you get out there, you can clean up around the greenhouse.
Maybe I should just paint over Snoopy. All right, I'm going.
Well, what are you gawking at, little boy?
What are you looking for?
The Hope Diamond. I lost it in here somewhere. I'm looking for something to eat. What do you think?
Why?
Because breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
But this is just stuff we threw out. Why are you eating garbage?
I left home without my American Express card, okay?
Good. Now we both got it. Look, are you gonna be all right?
Oh, yeah, I just need a little vitamin C. You throwing out any orange peels?
Look, I've got to get back in now. Hey, don't eat that. It's gonna make you sick.
Are you crazy? I know people would kill for an avocado sandwich.
That's tuna. Green tuna. And by the way, there's some stale chocolate cake in that one. You might like it. I had it last night. It's good.
No, thanks. I'm watching my figure.
Okay, you're Rupert Metcalf. You're British. You're thinking of placing a huge order of toys with some brash American woman. You come here for dinner and you have shrimp and caviar off of these. Are you impressed?
I think it's illegal for an Englishman to eat off Princess Di's face.
I'll get it.
Dad, have you ever been embarrassed about how much money you have?
Well, sometimes I think I have more than my share.
Well, what about people who don't have anything?
I think we should help them any way we can.
You mean give them money?
No, not just money. If you really want to make changes, you got to get involved.
Oh, like you did in the 60s.
That's right. We had marches, protests, sit-ins, love-ins. What was your question?
I think you've answered it. I've got to finish up outside.
Good boy.
Hi, Edward.
Hey, Dex.
Hi, Dex.
Hi, Rich.
I told Dexter that we were having Rupert Metcalf for dinner on Friday, and that I was making the hors d'oeuvres. And he turned pale. He's still not sure that'll impress old Rupert.
What are you saying? We're on thin ice?
I'm saying we're at the bottom of the lake. Rupert Metcalf is a British gourmet. Hot dogs and peanut crunchies are not his cup of tea.
I resent that. I haven't made peanut crunchies in a week. How about pigs in a blanket?
Oh, no. Listen, I'll tell you something. Leave everything to me. I'll order a nice poached salmon, a tureen of duck pate, some nice little escargot. I'll even get someone to help us serve. Give the proceedings a little touch of class.
I told you it would work.
Come on now, you can do it.
I'll be fine. Just, would you stop shoving me?
Dad, Kate Dexter, I want you to meet someone.
Oh.
Dad, I've been thinking. We've got to find out who she is and if she's got a family.
Don't get your hopes up, son. Life isn't a fairy tale where everybody lives happily ever after. What do you think, Kate?
Is she all right, Kate?
No, she's not all right. She's got a terrible chest cold, and I don't think she's had a square meal in a month.
All she ever eats is frozen dinners. And I mean frozen.
She has a terrible cough.
Why can't she stay here until she's feeling better?
Wouldn't it make more sense to check her into a hospital?
Well, I don't think she's that sick.
Why don't we just let her stay here?
Yeah, just until she's better.
Why don't we get her into a nice halfway house or a neighborhood shelter?
This could be the neighborhood shelter. Well, not for everybody, Dad, just for her. Okay, how about it? Come on.
Rick, I'm very, very proud of your attitude.
Then she can stay?
I didn't say that.
He didn't say that, but that's what he meant. Right, Edward?
Now, come on, I don't want to sound like Scrooge. So she can stay, but only until she's better.
Okay, kid. Who stole my duds?
Hey, you look different.
Save it, kid. Where are my clothes?
I think my father buried them. We'll buy you new clothes.
Look, I gotta get out of here. I got people to see, appointments to keep. I'm expected.
You can't go out there. It's 20 degrees. With the wind chill factor, it's 10 below zero. They're expecting 4 inches of snow tonight.
What are you, a teenage weatherman?
Don't you have any family or friends?
Right now, I'd settle for clothes.
Look, there must be somebody I can phone. Someone I can contact for you.
No, there's not. And even if there were, they wouldn't want to hear from me anyway.
Listen to yourself. Look, stay here till you're okay.
You poison your garbage. You steal my clothes. You make me dress up like your father. You are looking for a lawsuit.
Not more garbage. Arlene's 8th birthday, November 20th, 1969. Patterson Photo, Seattle. Hello, operator. But, Dad, if she came to the party, she could borrow one of Kate's dresses, get fixed up, and feel good about herself.
Rick, we can't make that assumption. Who knows how she'd feel?
I can't believe the largest buyer of toys in England will be here in an hour, and you want him to party with the leader of the mole people.
Dad, look, what's more important? An order for your business or giving back a human being her self-esteem?
Got an answer for that, Dex?
Yes. Next week, we're meeting with a toy buyer from Newark. She can get back her self-esteem with him.
Mr. Stuffins?
What is it?
I think your snails are burning.
Don't call them snails. They're called escargots.
Yeah, well, one of your escargots is trying to crawl out of the pan.
Excuse me a minute.
Kate, Rick is suggesting that we invite our guests to our dinner party. What do you think?
Darn, I forgot my other earring. Aggie, could you bring me my other earring?
Aggie? She finally told you her name?
No, but we had to call her something.
You know, you look fantastic.
I do, don't I?
Didn't I do a terrific job on her hair?
Whose brush did you use?
Took me longer to talk her into it than it did to get her ready.
Ready for what?
Come on, Dad. Ask her.
Ask me what?
Aggie, Rick, and Kate and I are getting ready to have a little dinner party, as you can see, and we'd like very much for you to come.
Well, it's very short notice. But I'd be delighted to attend.
Great.
Well, in celebration, how about telling us your real name?
No.
Why not? We're your friends.
That name's associated with a past I just as soon forget.
Why?
I forget. No, tonight, I won't be me. Tonight, I'll be Agatha Winthrop III.
Woo.
No, wait. The first. Why should I be the third?
Well, the escargot have been rescued, the rolls are rising, and I'm perspiring. Oh, I didn't know we had company. You must be Mrs. Metcalf, I presume.
Miss Winthrop, I'd like you to meet Dexter Stuffins. Dexter, Miss Winthrop.
How do you do?
Charmed, I'm sure. Haven't we met somewhere before?
You don't expect me to fall for that line, do you?
You should have heard the one he tried on me in the kitchen.
Oh, I'll get it. It's okay. Hello? Oh, hi, Mr. Patterson. What'd you find out? Look, hold on. I'll take this on another phone. Yeah.
So does this mean I get my robe back?
Maybe. But not these.
Will somebody get the door?
I guess she doesn't do doors. Mr. Metcalf,
Mr. and Mrs. Stratton, at last.
let me take your coat and hat.
Thank you. Well, not exactly a fish and chip shop you have here, is it?
Just your humble little toy maker.
Please come on in and I'll introduce you.
Don't tell me. You're my dinner companion. Well, this is going to be a pleasure.
Agatha Winthrop, I'd like you to meet Rupert Metcalf. And this is...
I know where you got that rosebud complexion.
Bet you don't.
Miss Winthrop is an outdoor type.
Ah, a sportswoman.
You're more of a collector.
Yes, you know, old things.
Like sculpture and old things like that.
Anything I can get my hands on.
Jolly good. Yes. Well, Miss Winthrop, it is Miss, isn't it? You and I seem to be off to a splendid start.
Mr. Metcalf, you absolutely must try one of these.
Ah, interesting. What are they?
Burn snails.
Rick! Mr. Metcalf, my son, Rick.
How do you do, sir?
An American teenager. I suppose you've been out back hula hooping.
Hula wadding?
Fine young lad.
Yeah. Could I see you for a minute in the kitchen, Miss Winthrop? Excuse us, sir.
You know, that woman would look regal in rags.
Do you believe in miracles?
Oh, you gotta be kidding. It's my old clothes. Well, there are miracles.
Would you please sit down, Mrs. Mary McClure?
How did you find out?
I found a picture of you and your daughter, Arlene, in your trash bag.
You went into my luggage?
It wasn't locked. Anyway, I phoned Mr. Patterson in Seattle,
Who's Mr. Patterson?
the photographer. He checked back on his records to November 1969, and there you were. But that's not the best part.
How dare you go through my things?
Mr. Patterson found your daughter. She's a nurse. She wants to see you.
Look, I don't like you poking into my business. I just want to be left alone.
It's because you left your husband and daughter 16 years ago, isn't it?
Boy, you are a regular snoop.
She still wants to hear from you. Mr. Patterson, he gave me your phone number. She wants you to call her.
So, she knows where I am.
I'll be in the living room if you need me. And the phone is right there.
Would you care for some caviar? Or would you prefer some duck pate?
Actually, I'd hoped to sample some good, down-to-earth American fare.
I'm with you. I've looked all over and couldn't find no ribs.
Mr. Metcalf loved the pool, didn't he? Think I'll go stick my head in the oven.
No, you can't do that.
Well, thanks for caring, Richard.
Miss Winthrop's on the phone in there, Dex.
In that case, I'll just stand over here and pout.
Speaking of Miss Winthrop, she'd be in oil, I suppose.
She was. Oil, grease.
Shopping malls.
I knew it. I can spot old money like that. I wonder what's detaining the dear lady.
Well, I'll check it out.
So tell me, Mr. Metcalf, how do you like America?
Oh, I love it. I can't wait to immerse myself in your culture.
Well, New York has a lot to offer.
I was thinking of Disneyland.
Dad, Kate, can you come here, please?
Sure. Excuse us.
She's gone.
Why?
Gone?
Yep, she left Arlene's phone number. I'll bet she didn't even phone her.
Well, who's Arlene?
Mrs. McClure's daughter.
Who's Mrs. McClure?
Miss Winthrop.
Miss Winthrop is Mrs. McClure?
Yes.
How do you know all this?
The photographer told me.
What photographer?
Mr. Patterson.
Oh, who's Mr. Patterson?
Never mind him. I'm still working on Mrs. McClure.
She's gone.
Mrs. McClure.
Now you've got it, Kate.
Well, where'd she go?
I don't know, Dad, but I've got to find out.
Well, I'll come with you, son.
What should I do about Mr. Metcalf?
You're an executive. Think of something.
Maybe the park.
We've been to the park.
Maybe the mall.
We've been to the mall.
Maybe the greenhouse.
We've been to the greenhouse. Rick, come on. We're tired, we're starving, and we're freezing.
Now we know how she feels, Dad.
Try the greenhouse again.
Buzz off!
Open up, Mrs. McClure.
No, McClure here. Wrong address.
Please open up. We're getting frostbite.
Where were you born? In a barn? Close that door.
Why did you leave?
Bloomingdale's was having a sale.
How about coming back up to the house where it's warm and we can talk?
I don't want to talk. Do you mind?
You forgot this. Your daughter's phone number.
I gave you a bus ticket. Would you go to Seattle?
Would you have offered Miss Winthrop a bus ticket?
No. I would have offered her a plane ticket.
First class or economy?
First class.
I'll take it.
Oh, right. I'll make a reservation. You can pick it up at the airport.
You don't trust me with the cash.
You want cash?
You know something? You got yourself a pretty nice kid there. Nosy, but nice.
So, think she'll go?
Your guess is as good as mine.
You mean after all this, she could go back to being a bag lady?
If she feels like it. Unlike most of those poor souls, she has a choice.
Let's hope she makes the right choice.
Well, whether she does or not, you did all you could to help her. You did good, son.
Thanks.
And Rick,
Yeah, Dad.
from now on, I'll take out the garbage.
To Eddie Toys.
Here, here.
To Metcalf's of London.
To me.
She's right, Eddie. The lady deserves a bonus.
Roop, old boy, she's going to get one.
To Miss Winthrop, wherever she may be.
Indeed. Seattle, you say?
There was some talk of Seattle, yeah.
And an airline?
I can't say more.
I wonder if she's buying Boeings.